We are 5 days away from the closing of the window, and so far Rangers have only announced one player in Todd Cantwell. Whilst two potential signings are imminent, there is movement regards to outgoings, and in today's video we'll discuss the next Rangers player who is tipped for a permanent exit after Charlie McCann. Not only that, we'll also go over the latest Rangers news from the last 24 hours. There is so much to cover in today's video. And hello everybody, welcome back to the channel guys. Before we get into today's video, please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. Joe Aribo was left out of the Southampton squad Tuesday night against Newcastle. The 25-year-old had spent the previous 3 games rooted to the bench, but he wasn't involved in the matchday squad for the League Cup semi-final first leg defeat to the Magpies. Aribo's heroics on Rangers' remarkable run to the Europa League final last season earned him a move to the English Premier League in the summer. The talented midfielder joined the St Mary's side for an initial fee of £6 million, potentially rising to £10 million as he made an impressive start. Aribo netted in his second Premier League start against Leeds, but he's fallen out of favour since Nathan Jones replaced Ralph Hasenhüttl. The Nigerian international has only made 2 sub-appearances in 2023, and he's been left out of the squad against Newcastle, and it is understood that Aribo isn't injured. What do you guys think quickly regarding this move, and would you take him back at Rangers? Just a quick one before we get back into the video guys, we are currently doing a January sale on all our Rangers merchandise. Just go down into the link in the description or go to rfcclothing.com. We do have new prints coming in February, but for now, as I said, shop the old collection, rfcclothing.com, or go down into the link in the description. Let's get back into the video. Galatasaray are plotting a shock move for Rangers comeback star Yanis Hagi, and the president of his famous father Georgi Hagi's club in Romania hopes they'll complete a deal this month. Hagi hasn't played in over a year since suffering a serious knee injury in a Scottish Cup tie against Stirling Albion, but is on the brink of returning to action with Michael Beale's squad. But Rangers are braced for Turkish giants Galatasaray to make an offer for Hagi, who only just signed a new deal until 2025 last month. Reports in Turkey have suggested Galatasaray manager Okan Buruk has made Hagi his #1 target before the end of the transfer window, as the league leaders go for the title and demand his board push the boat out to land the 24-year-old. Hagi Jr. was born in Istanbul, and his father was a hero at the club after the former Real Madrid and Barcelona star helped them win the UEFA Cup and later managed them too. He is now in charge of Romanian league challengers Farul Constana, and the club's president, a former teammate of Hagi's at Barcelona, Georgi Poseco, reckons Hagi Jr. would jump at the chance of moving to Galatasaray. He said it would be a wonderful thing for Yanis to go to a team where his father made history. I think that Yanis would be very interested in returning to Istanbul. He's almost back playing for Rangers, so let's see what happens next week before the end of the transfer window. English National League outfit Chesterfield are plotting a move for Rangers forward Josh Mcpake before the end of the January transfer window. Chesterfield currently sit 3rd in the standings but are 10 points adrift of 2nd place Notts County, as Wrexham lead the way of the Vanarama title this term. Boss Paul Cook has identified Mcpake as the man to give their promotion push another boost in the second half of the campaign, as he attempts to secure a playoff spot in the coming months. It is believed Rangers won't stand in the 21-year-old's way, as they look to offload Mcpake as a part of a remodelling of the squad under new boss Michael Beale that has already seen midfielder Charlie McCann head to the exit door and secure a switch to Forest Green Rovers. Mcpake was tipped for a bright future at Ibrox when he emerged through the youth ranks as a talented teenager and made several low moves in an attempt to gain vital first-team experience. Spells at Dundee, Morton and Harrogate Town were followed by a new 3-year deal in 2021, and he has since spent time with Morecambe and Tranmere Rovers after finding his route to Ibrox blocked in recent campaigns. Mcpake has enjoyed a productive stint in the Championship with Queen's Park this term, and 4 goals in 22 appearances have helped put the Spiders in the driving seat to clinch a place in the Premiership next season. A return south of the border now could be on the cards though, as Chesterfield eye a deal for the former Scotland youth international that would bring a permanent end to Mcpake's association with Rangers. The striker made his Ibrox debut under Steven Gerrard as he came off the bench during the Europa League qualifying victory over St Joseph's in 2019, but failed to hold down a regular squad berth as his dreams of becoming a first-team star gradually faded. Confused Barry Ferguson admits he can't understand why Rangers would not make their move for Hibs striker Kevin Nisbet this month. The Easter Road club are locked in talks with Millwall over a deal for the informed Scotland star, with a fee in the region of £2 million being discussed for the 25-year-old. Nisbet has just returned from a serious knee injury, but has been a key man for Lee Johnston, with 7 goals in 7 games since his return to match fitness, but the Leaf club could be appeared to cash in on the forward as he approaches the final year of his deal. Former Rangers captain Barry Ferguson has been left stunned by the lack of movement over a deal for Nisbet from Michael Beale and sporting director Ross Wilson this month. Ferguson claimed the fee being touted for a move for the English Championship is a bargain. He reckons the Hibs star could follow in the footsteps of successful Rangers additions from within the Scottish Premiership like Kenny Miller and Chris Boyd. Ferguson told the Go Radio football show, "It would be a great signing for Millwall, but it baffles me why Rangers and Celtic aren't in. I was going to say he is a risk or a gamble, but he's not even that. He's good enough to play for the old firm. I'm surprised there has been no contact. Listen, there is a few days left, and we've seen in the past with good young players going for a couple of million, like my nephew Lewis and Josh Doig, away to Italy as well as Aaron Hickey before that. I like to see these young players being kept in Scotland. I know eventually they'll move to bigger leagues, but for me, Kevin Nisbet at £2 million, I'm taking him all day long. The biggest thing for me, it looks like he is physically matured now. He has everything in his locker. But whether Hibs don't want to do deals with Rangers and Celtic, I don't know. But if I'm Rangers, I'm really interested and want to do business. Rangers have always had guys like Billy Dodds, Boydie, Stephen Naismith, Stephen Thompson and Kenny Miller. They have went and got strikers from other clubs in Scotland and brought them in. I don't know why they're not doing that. Chris Sutton previously claimed Todd Cantwell was going places after an interview with the forward. The former Celtic player saluted the then Norwich forward as an intelligent and articulate after speaking with the 24-year-old. Fast forward 3 years and Cantwell is now signed for Sutton's former rivals, Rangers. Sutton has previously tweeted, "Really enjoyed chatting to Todd Cantwell yesterday. Intelligent and articulate. He's a young man who's going places." The Ibrox club announced the signing of Cantwell this evening, and with the attacker penning a long-term deal in Glasgow, Cantwell becomes the first signing of the January transfer window, and also Michael Beale's first incoming piece of business at Rangers. On signing for the club, Cantwell commented, "I'm delighted and I feel very proud. This is obviously a massive football club and I'm delighted to get going and get started. This is a massive club and there is a massive responsibility when you sign for Rangers to be the player the fans want to see. They want to see a player that works hard and a player that can win them games, which is very important. That is something I'm hoping I can bring." Sutton previously hailed Cantwell as the Durham Deco during his time at Norwich, with the forward also jokingly branded the Bieber of Norwich. In a Daily Mail interview, Sutton said, "You've been described as the Bieber of Norwich. On my Sportsmail colleague Peter Crouch podcast, I call you the Durham Deco. Which do you prefer? Can you remember Deco?" Cantwell replied, "I've listened to that. It's all fun and games. I do know who Deco was. He was a fantastic footballer. That's probably got a better ring to it. It's a privilege to be called that." Rangers fans, would you take Kevin Nisbet for £2 million this winter? Let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Please do smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Rangers content. We are currently having a January sale on all our Rangers merchandise, so do go down into the link in the description or go to rfcclothing.com to shop the collection. Thank you, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Peace.